You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the November 1st meeting of the Michigan City Human Rights Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
I'm calling the meeting to order. It's 4:35.
Yeah.
And if I could ask for a roll call, please.
Albertine Allen. Sojourner Atwater. Here. Dennis Carroll.
Here.
Marty Corley.
Here.
Bunny Demke. Here. Diana Gore.
Here.
Melanie Haynes.
She's excused. She let us know she wasn't going to be here.
Judy Lane.
Present.
Nancy Moder. Here. Nancy Moldenauer.
Here.
Mary Ellen Quinn. Here. Tyra Robinson Walker. Here. And Albertine Allen. I was going to circle back. I was upstairs. Okay.
Okay, I'm sure we have a quorum.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so very much. And thank you all for being here. This is great. I love it when we have more here than not. And this is really a wonderful commission, and I really want to thank all of you for serving, especially the last several months. It's been trying, I think, for all of us, but thanks for hanging in here. We're still around, we'll be here, we're not leaving, so. Okay, minutes, do we have minutes?
Yes, you should have minutes in your folder, and I did mail them out last night. But if you didn't receive them last night, then they are in your folder.
Okay, so let's just take a couple minutes to go through those, because I know that I have not seen them. Tanisha, I love that drop-in box in there. That's very nice.
Make a motion that we approve.
We need to ask for corrections or revisions first, since this is the first we've been working on it. Okay, so does anybody have any corrections or revisions for the minutes? Okay, Marty?
I make a motion to approve.
Thank you. Who'll second that? Okay, thank you, Pastor Carol, for seconding that. All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, unanimously passed. Thank you very much. And I lost my agenda. Yes, okay, thank you. Finance report, Bonnie?
The October beginning balance of $1,336.83 is the same as September's ending balance. There was an adjustment this month for the wagon project, which came in under budget. So that adjustment of $210.26 leaves us with an ending balance for October of $1,547.09.
Thank you. Any questions about the report? Okay, would somebody move to accept the finance report, please?
I make a motion to move to accept the finance report.
Thank you.
I second.
And Mary Ellen, thank you for seconding. All in favor, raise your right hand and say aye.
Aye.
Okay, approved unanimously. Executive Director's report?
I might just have a couple of things. Well, Nancy sent us this committee, subcommittee structure. She emailed it right before the meeting, so I went ahead and printed it out for everybody. So you have that right here. Yeah. And on the back of that is the calendar for 2023. And I know we're in November, but we have a couple of things that are just kind of hit us very quickly. January, February, the Black History Month contest. If we plan on doing anything in recognition of Dr. King holiday, that probably needs to be discussed tonight. And then right after January, February, then we have Disability Awareness Month in March, and then in April is the scholarship. So I just wanted to bring that to everyone, to the various committees' attention, so that those things can start to be, you'll need a theme for that, a timeline for the Black History Month. This year, applications went out like on January 7th. The deadline was February 4th. Judging was, during the second week of February. And then the scholarship, we got the applications out by April 29th. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that the first 4 months of the year are extremely busy. And then if we intend to go forth with having our annual event, that probably needs to be adjusted, added to the timeline too. So I just want to bring that to the attention that the first 4 to 5 months of the year are kind of busy, extremely busy. In fact, it's a bulk of what the committees do. And then the second thing is, I think there are 2 or 3 commissioners whose terms may expire at the end of the year. I've already talked to the mayor's office, and I kind of jumped the gun a little bit and said, sure, they'll come back again. So if you're one of those 3 people and I'm inaccurate in my assessment, please let me know by the end of the evening, and I'll let the mayor's office know. I know one was Bunny. I'm sorry, Bunny. I just said that you would be happy to serve again.
I would be happy to serve again.
But you left, Marty, you were
I
one.
know.
And I believe it was Pastor Carol, but I'm not sure who the third person was. But I kind of made that, I kind of just told the mayor's office that we would, that you guys would love to serve again. So if I'm wrong, just let me know.
Well, that's 1, 2, 3.
Yes, it was just 3. I think it was just 3 people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I have on that.
Okay, thank you. Okay, staff attorney report?
I have no report. Well, I'll jump in later when we talk about the nominating committee meetings.
Great, I was gonna hand that over to you anyhow, so thank you for offering. Okay, committee reports, and that's why, I'm sorry, I thought I'd sent this to all of you before, but I think I didn't, because I found it in my to-do pile of things. And this will help us when we get to each of these committees, we'll know what's under those. And what I'll do is I'll just call out reports from that committee. And if you have anything to report on, then just go ahead and do that. Okay, so we're not reading through every single one of those, every month when many times we may not have anything going on, you know, in a particular committee. Okay, so we'll start with the, is that on here? Okay, under new business is the nominating committee. Okay, the executive committee, we did not meet this past month. Governance, nominating, do you want to do it here, Larry, since it's part of our structure?
It doesn't matter.
Okay,
I just want to remind everyone that the bylaws state that we shall have elections for our officers and our executive committee and social status in December. So we ask that there be a committee to investigate whether people are willing to serve on a slate of candidates. And I'm hoping that I've talked to Diana, but I haven't heard anything else. So I'm hoping the committee can report to me if we have a slate for next month. Who's the committee chair? Diana? Do we have a slate of officers for next month? Do we have people who potentially wish to serve for these positions?
she said yes.
Okay, and who are they?
So now you get to announce your
Yes.
slate.
Yes.
And who are they, Diana? Who are they? Can you go ahead and name the people? Who is first chair? Who would like to run for chair?
So your chair,
Yes.
you need to name who the people are.
I need to what?
You need to share with us.
Who would like to run for chair?
You want the whole
Yeah,
list?
the whole
All
list,
right, the
yes,
whole list.
yes.
Diana Gore is chair. She reduced it.
Okay, great.
Vice chair, I've got Mary Ellen. All right. Treasurer, I have Bonnie Dimke. All right. Executive committee members, I have Tyra
Yes.
and I have Atwater.
And
All
for
right.
social
And then
status?
social status, I have Pastor Carol. Have I missed
Very
anyone?
good, very good, thank you.
And I say thank you to all of you for taking my calls and listening to my baby.
Thank you very much. So we will have an election next month, so hopefully we'll have a quorum next month. And I want to remind everyone that we always open it up to any other candidates who wish to run for any other offices. This is the slate that we have, but we will open it up to any other candidates. If you want to run for any particular office, we can have a roll call vote next month. If not, then we'll just have a roll call vote on the slate. Does anybody have any questions?
All right, I didn't miss that.
And so next month, then is when we'll have our new officers.
So,
No
yeah.
questions?
Next one?
Next month.
Yeah, I really do want to thank Diana, you and your committee, which was Sojourner, and my mind is blanking right now, there was another person on the committee. Pastor Carol, yeah, right here, right next to me, of course. You all did a wonderful job, and what really impresses me about this slate is we have people who have been on the commission for a while, and then we have new people who've been on the commission for a short while. And this is really a nice balance when we're looking at the leadership going into 2020. So Sojourner, Diana, and Dennis, a job well done. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I agree. I think you did a nice job. I think last year we didn't have anybody until the December meeting, so we're well ahead of last year. So good. Hopefully see you all next month.
Thank you. And Larry, you will be conducting the elections.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, moving down to development. Does anybody have anything to report from those three subcommittees there? Any reports from development or what was formerly known as fundraising?
I'd just like to say one thing about special events, and in particular, our annual lunch and dinner. We really can't go to a venue when we have less than $1,500 in the bank. I'm just saying, we were all spoiled for years where Ed Kiss, rest his soul, took care of us. And I just am in my mind, and I will certainly meet with the committee, that we're going to have to scale this back somehow. Maybe just make it wine and cheese. I'm just trying to let people know that that's a very real possibility or probability, because of the fact that normally we would have $4,000 to $5,000 in our treasury, so there wasn't a problem. But we can't get a $3,000 catering bill to an event, and then if we have no money to pay for it, we're in trouble. So just FYI, everyone, I'd appreciate any suggestions, any input. Short of it, having it at my house, and I don't think that'd work, we have to be outdoors. But anyway, I'm already thinking about it, as to what Tanisha said, it comes fast. So, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Mary Ellen, if you could, if you come up with a time frame or a date or something, if you could just let me know ahead of time, then we could get on the park department's books.
For sure.
Because I'm pretty sure that, I know last year they spent a lot of time handling weddings that have been put off the year before.
Right.
So if it's gonna be the same pattern this year, then if we could just squeak in maybe sometime during a week or something.
I absolutely will.
Okay.
Thank you, for sure.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, and Mary Ellen would probably appreciate any ideas that you may have as far as the scaling back goes. Okay, thanks. Okay, we're going down to the Education Committee, and let's see, Martin Luther King event.
Okay,
Tyler,
I'm not sure why
anything?
that's under the Education Committee, but with that said, as you guys remember, last month we discussed not sure what the status of things are at PNW in reference to our annual Martin Luther King breakfast that we've had for years. Myself and one of the other, as we call her, the vice chair of that particular committee, Sandra, she has reached out a couple of times already in reference to that department to find out who has replaced Laura Odom. Are they still doing this annual event? She didn't get anything back, so yesterday she called the chancellor's office. So we don't know anything, and so I'm not sure how that partnership is going to look like since the change of hands of Laura Odom, who's facilitated and partnered in our community for years in reference to this event. So that's where we are.
Okay, so it sounds like we're on pause for the time being. Okay, thank you for following up on that and trying to get accurate information on what's happening. Okay, and then Black History Month for February. Looking at our treasury also, that's going to need to be scaled back tremendously if we do move ahead with that. So I think it'd be worth our while taking a brief period at least to discuss the possibility of actually holding this in February. Okay, so commissioners, what are your thoughts on this?
I guess we can still have it, just scale back our prizes. Or look for, if somebody wants, maybe we can find a sponsor who wants to sponsor it.
Okay, so we have the idea of cutting back on what the prices have been. Also the suggestion of finding maybe a business or corporation in the community that would be willing to sponsor it at, with full prizes instituted for next year. Okay.
It's usually what costs about $1,500 for the prizes when the way we were doing it.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to maybe be a community sponsor for that event. I know in the past, when we had somebody from Horizon on our committee, they almost took care of big chunk of that, a couple of times, not all the time, but.
And I know Verizon has a portal and you can just fill it out and send it in. And if the commission knew exactly what the cost of the prizes were, then that could be put right into the ask. And there's probably a very good chance that they would sponsor it. They usually don't turn down things like this especially. So, other thoughts?
Who's the chair of the Black History Month?
It's always been Morty.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's always been him. I sort of stepped in last year, and that's just because of the celebrating Naomi Anderson celebration. So last year was, an exception. And then the celebrating Naomi Anderson project team and Main Street Association took care of the cost for all the prizes also. So we weren't concerned about that last year. Okay, so is there somebody who would be willing to look into actually submitting the application to Horizon Bank
I'll take it.
for this? Will you do that,
Yeah.
Marty? Okay, they've made it easy now, you
Yeah.
can do it online. Okay, great.
Familiar with
And then, are there, I'm just gonna say, which commissioners would be willing to work with Marty so he's not doing the heavy
I will, of course.
lifting
I will.
of everything on this? Okay,
it. Either you volunteer or you be voluntold. No.
What?
I said you be volunteer or you volunteer or you voluntold. That's your plan.
so you have a committee of Mary Ellen and Bunny, okay?
Thank you.
And Marty, I would suggest
Sounds like
not
fun,
only
yeah.
Verizon, but because most of the banks get like some kind of community reinvestment dollars.
Yeah,
You could try several, Fifth
So-
Third,
yes.
try several of them maybe.
First Trust Credit Union also.
Yeah, a lot of them, whoever, so I know they got those dollars last year, so maybe they still have some land or.
Yeah, and even if we don't use all of it for this, then we're beginning to build up,
Right.
for the future.
Correct.
So, okay, great. Okay, thank you, Mary Ellen, and thank you, Bunny.
Thank you.
And Marty, you have a committee this year.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Sounds fun.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Really appreciate it. Okay, and then high school scholarships, I'm just going to say again, with the treasury looking like it is, we're gonna need to raise at least $2,000 for this if we're gonna continue doing it the way that we have been doing it. And as I said at our last meeting, that would mean raising about $200 per month as either a give back with a restaurant or some other way to, raise a couple $100 every month, okay? And it's doable. It's doable.
Yes.
It really is doable, okay?
That's a good one.
And Melody, I just told them, Judy reminded me, Melody's been working on several, so.
Okay.
Yes, because the last meeting, she and I were talking about, I was giving her some suggestions for places she could contact, so.
Right, and it's 2023 coming up really soon, so we know Galveston, right behind us. They said they would do one per year for us
Hacienda.
every year.
Alex, so I gave her all his names.
Okay, great.
And Leeds was great.
Leeds was probably the best,
Yeah, Leeds, they were
best
best.
return. Leeds was $966 too. So that was a good one.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, they're generous to the community.
That's fabulous.
Okay, great. Just being realistic about what's going on here, we need to work together. We got a great commission here, we have great commissioners, and I know we can do it for sure, because these are valuable things for our community. The Black History Month engages our young people. It gets them interested in their heritage and our culture. And then for the scholarships, I know every year I felt good about providing $1,000 for someone who's, either going to college or community college or, technical school, whatever, okay? So we're helping somebody out significantly because education is expensive, as all of us know. Okay, awesome. Hey, that went really well. Shall I move down to the next section and see what happens? Okay, Community Engagement Committee. Okay, and if you want to take a look there, and if you have anything under that committee,
Yeah, I'll just say we got a little bit extra publicity because the Beecher published that article about the wagon donation. Yeah, I passed it around in case you haven't seen it. And I'm open for suggestions on how we can do something for this coming Disabilities Awareness Month. I don't have anything in mind. I thought maybe I'd talk to the park department and see, there's a little bit of money left over since that $1,000 donation was specified for disability awareness, so there's like $200. I don't know, any suggestions from anyone on something that they know is needed? Regardless of cost, I can always try. Otherwise, I'll get
that's like
something.
for some kind of equipment, right? It's something that's gonna be permanently
No, it doesn't have to be.
Oh, okay.
Because that money was, when I requested the money from Harbor Trust, she asked for a budget, of course. And I had budgeted for the recognition for the special ed teachers, remember, pizza and cupcakes. That took like 200, I think. And then the wagon was under 600, so there's 200 left. But I don't think Harbor Trust is going to quibble, it's just that, you know,
Okay.
it's there. But I'd like to do something in March from the Human Rights Commission. It doesn't have to be a money thing. You know, proclamation again from the mayor and then maybe something else. I'll work on it.
Okay, thank you.
But I'm
for-
open for suggestions from anyone.
Okay, and thank you for making it clear that the funds were not restricted. Okay, so
No,
that's good to
no.
know.
I'm
Can we
sure.
pass it this week?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Anybody else under here? Anything to report? Okay. And then I keep misplacing my agenda.
I have a question, Nancy.
Sure.
What's the Unsung Hero Award? I'm not aware. Can you talk about that?
That falls under the event committee, we recognize someone.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm
That's
sorry.
your- That's your.
Go for it.
Yeah,
You're
see, I
doing
have-
fine.
That's
We
your-
haven't had a
sorry.
special
No,
event
no,
since I've been a member, so I
Right.
wasn't aware of that. Thank you.
Go on, go for it.
No, she.
It's just, do you remember what it is? Someone
yeah,
not
I-
right,
now that I-
nominated that
Now that we.
perhaps they don't get the recognition that they might deserve, and they're quietly working in the back, in the back behind the scenes,
Sure.
and,
No, I
yeah.
just thought it was something new, but I remember now that it was.
Right, right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we've not given out either of these awards for 2 years now, because of COVID.
Right.
And it may be 3, actually.
You could be right.
I think it's 3, actually. Yeah. It's been 3 years, so
Yeah, yeah.
with the event hopefully coming back, then these awards will be given again.
And it's, not every year we would get a lot of nominations for that particular unsung hero. So if you get one nomination, there's your winner. So, I mean, not that they weren't all very deserving. Larry knows what I mean. But, and they were, and it's just something nice, something different that, people don't do. So, anyway.
If I can make a suggestion of the originator of this nice organized list, Martin Luther King event, that is a community engagement, it is not an education committee. So that involves a lot of partnerships within our community, which falls under a community engagement committee. If we could look at reorganizing that list and moving that down there,
Okay,
that would be great.
okay. I just want to point out, this was your organization that I put together and we voted
I
on.
don't know nothing
So
about this.
if we move this down, then we're going to require a motion and a second, that we've done that.
I don't recall this, so I'm not
You did
sure.
it very quickly at the end of one meeting, so, and I thanked you for
Okay,
it.
Nancy, just move it down, that's it.
Yeah, Okay, we'll move that down to there. Okay, look at this very carefully and find, is there anything else that looks like it's out of place here? Anything? Does everything else look like it's, making logical sense?
Here's the Unsung Hero Award, which goes up to the annual event, the annual dinner, luncheon, whatever. So that goes to special events, because that comes under our, that particular fundraiser, the Unsung Hero. And the Humanitarian of the Year, that all goes to the special events subcommittee, which is the annual event,
Okay,
okay?
so my question is, what is the main purpose of the Humanitarian Award and the Unsung Hero Award? What is it doing?
Okay.
Is it raising money for us,
Well, that's why people come to the dinner.
or is it engaging our community?
It's doing both. But obviously, people are gonna come to the annual event to see their person or a community leader be recognized as Humanitarian of the Year. That's what sells our tickets,
Mhm.
okay? That's what's gonna put money in our pocket. So, anyway, yeah.
And actually, they're not really committees, are they? The Unsung Hero Award?
For the special events.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a committee.
It's a recognition up under that committee,
Exactly,
yes.
right. I wouldn't think we'd need to vote to,
Okay, I'm gonna move that up to under the Development Committee now.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay, those two? Okay. Is everybody okay with this now? Okay, would somebody make a motion to accept those changes in the subcommittee structures?
I make a motion that we change them to Unsung Heroes and Humanitarian of the Year up to Development Fundraising Committee.
Okay, and Martin Luther King event
Martin Luther King too?
down to,
Do we
down
have to
to,
make a motion to
community
reorganize a
engagement.
list?
we voted on these at a meeting.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
all right, gotcha.
we voted on these at a meeting, so.
So you want me to include Martin Luther King in there too?
Yeah, no, that should go down to community
Community
engagement.
engagement, okay, I just made a motion to move those two up to the Development Fundraising Committee.
Okay, and,
To make Martin Luther King a part of the Community Engagement Committee.
thank you, Albertine. Who
second.
Judy, thank you for seconding that. All in favor, raise your hand and say aye. Aye. Okay, and this is our structure, and this is how we'll go through our meeting when we come to our committees then, okay? Okay, great. Okay, we're down to old business, and the first thing on there is the executive director search update.
Right, the ad for the executive director for the Human Rights Department was placed on Indeed, and we received 21 applications.
Wow, what?
So, I know, right? So, what I'll do is I'll print out all of the resumes that we received and then submit them to the executive committee so they can go through and decide which ones that they want to interview.
That's why you called me at 9:00, Diane. I was half asleep.
It's the same notice every time. It had,
Yep, same dollar amounts and everything, same benefits.
people just ready to go back to work now.
Yeah.
and I'm wondering is, can we, I don't know. I mean, I know you're doing double duty, but we need to move forward with this fairly soon, or otherwise the same thing will happen. If we wait too long, then people who truly are interested may have found something else.
Yeah, no, I'll get those to you as soon as possible, probably within the next couple of days, I'll print those out and send them on over.
Okay, so we can say by the end of the week
Yes.
that the executive committee
I know
will
how
have
busy you
those.
are, Tatiana.
Yeah, I have a question. Is there like a faster way of doing, like, moving through those? Could you, I mean, you are human resources. Can you
Right, yeah.
filter through those for us and
Yeah.
come to a conclusion? I mean, give us a,
Maybe 5 or something?
give us 5 maybe,
Okay.
that you think, and then, I mean, if the committee, I mean, if we think we need to have that much more input, then we can do those 5, or, I mean, I'm confident enough with Top Tanisha to bring us
Yeah,
the top 2,
absolutely. I agree
and
with
go from
Marty.
there. I mean, I think you'll expedite the process, and her expertise, I think she could,
Yeah, that's what you.
I'm not trying to put more work on her plate, I'm just saying, I
Yes,
know it would probably be a lot easier for her.
No, and
I can look through.
I remember the first time when we had Nora, you did go through and just handed on the ones of the people that did qualify for the position.
Okay.
And do you feel like more than 5 should be interviewed? You know, we don't care if it's 6, right, or 7, I mean.
Mhm.
Okay, I can look through.
Okay, that would be great if you don't mind.
So hopefully we can get the interviews done this month, and maybe we could vote on it again in December. Send it to the mayor, and so maybe by January. then-
We'll have somebody in place, okay. Okay, good.
That's a good sign that we've got 21 people. Sure, that's-
Keith, the other people wondering what's wrong with us.
That's true, the 3rd time.
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Third time is a charm, according to my grandmother, so, you know.
There you go.
Tyra, I did like your idea of advertising at the conference also that's happening over in South Bend. Yet it sounds like we have
Yeah,
a goodly number of resumes, but that was great, it was thinking outside of the box. So I want
Thank you.
to recognize you for that. Okay, and up next is the consortium conference, and Tatanisha, thank you for getting us the information that there is money in the city budget, you know, to attend that. No, there's not?
No,
Unless I thought I misread it then. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Did
no.
I misread it?
Yes, you did.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, according to the interpretation, what happened is that the monies that we have in the department budget strictly stays in the department. I think what happened was that when the commission fund went over to, I can't really think of the words I'm looking for, but when it became, when the city became the oversight of the commission fund, that put a damper on a lot of things. It really truly did.
Absolutely.
And so when that money came over to the city oversight, it came over by ordinance, and the ordinance specifically states,
Yeah, education of human rights staff and commissioners, including training, supplies, and travel expenses.
so when I asked about reimbursing the commissioners for those type of things, then I was presented with the ordinance for the commission fund, because the ordinance specifically states what the fund would be used for.
Yeah, in my mind, that didn't necessarily absolutely mean that the city couldn't have come up with the money for it, but under the ordinance, that's clearly one of the items that come out of our total budget. So that's where we're at.
Thank you. Okay, so with that in mind, was anybody still thinking about attending or not? Okay, thank you. Okay, moving down to new business. We already did the nominating committee up under the committee reports, so we can breeze right through that. And then Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. recognition ideas, we already dealt with that under committees also. So we can breeze through that also. Okay, we're at the point now when commissioners can make comments. This would also be time to make any announcements that you may have.
I'd like to make a comment on the social status of African American males. There was a couple meetings I had to miss, but they have been keeping me informed. We're still not where we want to be, but we're certainly trying very hard to get there. We've had some changes in officers that thought they wanted to do it and then decided they didn't, but I think all in all, we're getting there. And I think by January, I think we'll arrive. And things are gonna, a lot more things are gonna get a lot more better. Not to say they're not good, and everything is going fine. It's just, we run into sometimes when you take a position, you think you want to do it, and then once you get into it, you find out, well, that's not really me, and that's not who I want to be. And so we decide to get somebody else. So that's where we're at right now.
Okay,
Yeah, but other than that, everything good.
thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, any other comments from any of the commissioners? Okay, I want to make an announcement. This Thursday, November 3rd, and that would be at 6:30 PM, Northwest Indiana Green Drinks is actually presenting a Zoom presentation. You can join via Zoom, or you can go on Save the Dunes Facebook Live page and join. It's a special presentation being made by Billy Warren, and she's a Potawatomi woman. She's a member of the local Potawatomi tribe, and she'll be presenting on Accidental Leader, a Potawatomi woman's journey. I've heard Billy present at least a couple times, and she's very genuine, and she's also totally transparent. So I think it's a rare opportunity to hear from one of our neighbors and also one of our sisters what it's like to not only be an Indigenous person, but as she pointed out to me, this is Indigenous Persons Month. So this is a nice recognition for that. And also, this is a month that the fictionalized story about Thanksgiving is told over and over again and continues to be taught to our children when indeed this event probably did not happen.
Yeah.
Okay? So I think it's going to be a wonderful presentation. She has great understanding of what she calls Indigenous science and also our Western science, and she sees very clearly how both of those can inform each other in a positive way. So I'd like to invite all of you to be present for that, if at all possible, if you can do that. I believe probably the beginning of this week, I would have sent you an invitation to that. There would have been a little fall leaf at the beginning and an acorn at the end of it. And the title was there, as an invitation. If you want me to send it out again, when I get home, I'll be able to do that. The options are either join via Zoom or get on Save the Dunes Facebook page, and it will be running live. Again, that's this Thursday, November 3rd. Will be happening from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Okay? Okay. Anybody else have any comments or announcements to make? Okay, would somebody like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Tyra, for making the motion, and Buddy for seconding it.
Absolutely.
Everybody in favor, raise your right hand and say aye. Okay, thank you for coming, and have a wonderful evening.
Mark.